Ladies and gentlemen, 2005 Chevy Equinox. I've already done some fixing on it. We had to replace the steering gear box, which is right here. You have to pull the whole column out, take these bolts. We also replaced the motor as a preventative, just in case it had fried the whole circuit for sure. I would rather do all of it and make sure it works right. So we've got some parts to put back on, but our heat selector, this button when I got it was out and over there, and it won't turn this anymore. So we're gonna go replace this whole piece at the wrecking yard today. It's pretty cold out, but I spent some time with all the fuses trying to figure this out forever. And I have like 70 BCM codes and then one on the electronic brake control module. So I'll post you another video of the scan tool breakdown. But if you ever have like 70 body module control codes come on, and then you've got a little security light here, but you can still drive the car and the steering doesn't work, you probably fried that entire module piece down there and not just the motor. So don't just try to replace that. Probe everything. I've got another video on here that shows you like a low amount of voltage that it's trying to send, but it's because the computer module chip is not working right. And I think what I'm going to do when I start it is we'll compare. So I'll with the multimeter hook it up and run some comparison voltage to when the steering works. So anyway, we'll get back on it, guys. So that last video I didn't do too much justice on this part, but this is the controller. This unit here removes and detaches, and there's a bolt on the other side of that sleeve. This whole piece comes out. There should be a couple bolts up underneath the steering column. Can I see them from here? No. There's one there and one over there. And then there's a bolt on the side. Let's see if I can grab it. And it goes, there it is. That bolt right there goes through and it feeds to the back on the other side. But I probed these connectors. So this wire right here is the power connector for the motor. And when you turn it, it should be sending full power to it. This one here is the main power in. And then I believe this is some sort of a signal, and I think it runs off the main supply. I'm not an electrician, not really a mechanic either. But I sure like this stuff. I know it says Totha Mechanics, but it's just DIY, guys. Anyway, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start the car and we're gonna back probe the power wire here, and we'll want to look at voltage and what it's sending to the motor. And that way you guys get a good reference, because I'll pin all those videos together. Right, so I got the vehicle not quite started yet. We're just gonna look. I want to see if this works without voltage. Whoops, to it. Nope. You see a small amount of range that it's trying to send voltage to, right? That's what was happening without the ignition started. All because of this module. And you can see that we're probed here. And that, remember I told you that that line powers the motor back here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start the car. Okay. And I'm going to show you as I turn the wheel over the limit. Whoa. I think we're on millivolts. Let's check the range again. There we go. Now we want it on the, okay, there we go. Now let's check. Right? There we go. See that? That's what it should do. Okay? Now we know that that is the problem. Okay? And to separate these two, there's those three bolts in the column up there. They're 10 mils. And then just do the procedure I told you about. You take this off. Be careful and make sure that steering wheel is still straight. Because if you put, you can mess it up, and the teeth don't lock back into place the exact same way. So just make sure that when you pull it out, that you keep everything in here. I had to kind of loosen these two, take all the back stuff off first. I pulled the motor off. Those are 212s, so that it takes the weight off the column so it doesn't shift. And then take those 3 bolts off and try to separate it in there and pull this back. And you'll probably end up having to pull this out at some point and take those bolts off, but you want to get it started. So anyway, we got the heat selector fixed. We replaced the whole unit right there, as you can see. This was the old one. It didn't even want to move in there. So after I tried to put it back in, that fix didn't work. Anyway, now we got a tire on the back side that we're going to deal with, so let's get on. Oh, and before I forget, we're going to put all this trim back on first, and then we'll get on that tire. Guys, we did the tire swap out, so now we got the code reader on. I haven't ran the scan yet, but we're going to make sure all those BCM codes are clear, and then we're going to give it a clean bill of health. And if they're not, yeah, we're going to clear them. Can be stored. Let's check them. Go to diagnose. We're gonna read trouble codes, clear trouble code. Okay, we cleared them. Now let's go back. Is it going to clear them? Nope. Still have 70 body control module failures. So I'm not sure what's going on with the BCM. Alright, well I was trying to clear that out, but at least the electronic power steering module works. So I'm not sure what all these body control module codes are. But if the BCM didn't function, the vehicle wouldn't drive. So as far as I'm concerned, this thing is fixed. Don't know what the evap leak's about, so let's... Alright, so after we got the tire back on and all that stuff taken care of on that 05 Equinox, power steering worked great. My buddy ended up giving it to his daughter as a gift. You know, they took it in, had new tires put on it. She's still riding it around. I still think that body control module at some point in time might fail, but it's functioning right now. You can't reprogram them. They're a one and done deal. And it's a dealership only type deal. I'm not capable of doing any of that stuff, and I'm not even going to try. But it runs, it ran, it was doing good, last I heard, and I'm pretty excited. So, anyway, Phil Mechanics.